Hey guys, so the topic I'm going to be talking about today is seizure awareness. I have epilepsy and pseudo seizures. Epilepsy is a disorder in the brain where the neurons have extra electrical activity and it spreads throughout the brain, and it can cause staring seizures, which they're called absent, then myoclonic, which is the arms twitch, or the legs, and then there's the grand mals, which not very many people have them, typically out the day, but some of them do. And there's something called an epilepsy monitoring unit. I actually just came home yesterday, December 14th, 2015. I was there from Friday to Monday because I was having a lot of seizures for at least a week and a half, and we couldn't understand why I was having very many seizures. And it wasn't a particular type, it was many different ones. So they scheduled me for that, and we found out some answers, and we're doing everything we can to keep my seizures under control. The way you can treat seizures, if you see someone have one, is staring ones. It's very hard to know if they're having one, because the usual symptoms are them staring into space. Sometimes their eyes will flicker. They can do lip smacking, and other different types of symptoms. And sometimes they'll have disorientation, such as they'll be thinking of something else than what they're supposed to be focused on at that moment. Myoclonic seizures are mainly caused in the juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, and that's basically when you wake up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth and showering and stuff. When you're doing this, your arms go back really quickly, and that's known as a myoclonic seizure. And those typically take place in the mornings, and sometimes they can go throughout the day. They can happen at any time. And grand mals are the worst seizure that anyone can have. Most people lose consciousness. They can't remember anything when they come out of them. And there's very few people who can come out, who can understand everything throughout the seizure. But I'm going to talk about the people who can't. They lose complete consciousness, which is me. Me and my biological mother have epilepsy. She has idiopathic generalized epilepsy, and I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, so they're completely different. But with both of ours, the grand mals, we lose consciousness, and when we come out of them, we can't remember anything. We're confused, sometimes agitated, and that's the period when you come out of one. It's a post-ictal period, and sometimes that lasts from 1 to 5 minutes, or maybe in some cases 10. Sometimes a person will try to get up and try to walk away. So you need to make sure they stay on the ground, and you do not have to put them on their side. It's just a general thing that people have done for years. So all you people out there, you do not have to put them on their side. It's just a general term. My parents don't put me on my side when I have a seizure, or my biological mom. It's just a general term that they use. And do not put anything in their mouth or restrict them in either way. When you have a grand mal, your muscles tense up. all of them basically do, and there's nothing you can do. Don't put anything in their mouth, and let them have the seizure, but if it lasts longer than 5 minutes, then call an ambulance, because after 10 minutes of someone having a grand mal seizure, that's when the neurons in your brain tend to dissipate, and they die off. And let's see. Also, make sure that when the person comes out of the seizure, you ask them questions like, do you know where you are, what happened, and ask them colors and stuff. Some people may be able to speak afterwards, after the grand mals, but I can't, because my seizures mainly happen in the left frontal lobe, and people tend to not be able to talk, but I can understand what they're saying. So, and it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes for me to be able to speak, vocally speak. And let's see. Make sure when a person goes into a grand mal, make sure they're in a place that's safe for them. Put something soft under their head, and prepare for the worst, because it's a very scary experience. I'm not gonna lie about that. I took care of my mom for years, and she's more stiff, but I'm all over the place. So what people have to do with me is they have to like surround me, but they don't restrict me. They just put something soft under my head, because I tend to rotate when I have one, and all my biological mom does, she's just stiff. And they just basically put something soft under their head. Sorry, my mind's just going all the way today, because my mind just goes in and out. So bear with me. And another thing you need to know, with pseudo-seizures, they will mimic what people already have, or they're known as real fake seizures. They're real, or they're not real like electrical seizures. They're mainly caused by stress or anxiety, but they're fake. It's not any electrical activity in the brain, if you can understand what I'm saying. And 1 out of 4 people in the U.S. are known to have pseudo-seizures and epilepsy at the same time. So it's hard to know if they're having an epileptic seizure or if they're having a pseudo-seizure. That's why when they put you in an EMU, or epilepsy monitoring unit, that's when they can study on your neurons in the brain, and that's just like a long EEG. It usually lasts about 2 to 3 days, but if they need to do further testing, they keep you for how many days that they need to keep you. And I'm telling you what, them EEGs are not fun. They make your head itch. So make sure, I mean, it happens to a lot of people, but make sure if you have to go into an epilepsy monitoring unit, make yourself prepared. And don't forget extra clothes, like I did. So I believe that is all I can remember to tell you guys. So, have a great day, and I shall talk to you next week. Bye!